Every weekend, Book TV brings you 48 hours of history, biography, and public affairs. Here's a quick look at one of our programs.
Hello, everybody. I thank the hosts for their gracious hospitality, especially Mrs. Amanda Olke and Mr. Peter Ernest. I'm honored to be here alongside Dr. Ledeen, Banafshazan Bonazi, and Melissa Mahle. My name is Reza Kahlili. Of course, that's not my real name. And I hope I'm not scaring anyone with my appearance here, the face and the voice. I was a student here in the 70s. Then after the Iranian Revolution, I went back hoping that I can help my country. My best friend was in the Revolutionary Guards, and I joined the Revolutionary Guards. They thought that my expertise would help with the establishment, with the infrastructure. But shortly after, I witnessed horrific events. I witnessed torture, rape of teenage girls, of the youth in Evin prison, just because they didn't agree with the clerical establishment. I witnessed execution. I witnessed disrespect to human dignity, and I could no longer take it. I decided to travel back to the US, and I thought to myself that I can take my family and go back to US. US was a second home to me. I had studied here, I had friends here, but I thought that I cannot remain silent in the face of all the horrific things that this regime was doing to its people. And I thought that by contacting the US authorities, I could help bring change to the government. And if the Americans knew what was going on there, they would help me help the Iranian people. So I contacted the FBI, and they put me in touch with the CIA. After several meetings of debriefings, in one of my meetings, the CIA case officer asked me if I was willing to go back to Iran and become a spy, become their eyes and ears, as he put it. I agreed. I was sent to Europe, and I was trained over there to receive coded messages over the radio and write invisible letters, transferring information from within the Revolutionary Guards. I had expected to get a multitasking watch, a magical pen, and perhaps the James Bond car, but none of that happened, unfortunately. I was sent in with code books and some pencils and papers. Throughout my years of working in the Revolutionary Guards, I had to battle a lot of mixed emotions, because I had to repeatedly lie to my family of why I was being a loyal Islamic force. And I couldn't reveal to them that what my true nature was and what my purposes was, because that would be endangering the whole family. I think the biggest shock to me was when I realized that the West is not getting the message, that the West is not realizing the dangers of this regime, that the West was willing to sidestep its principles, and for what? For greed, for oil, for more contracts with the Islamic regime. Even though that not only the Iranians were being hurt, and their blood spilled on the streets of Tehran, but it was the Americans who were paying also. The Beirut bombing, which over 241 servicemen, US servicemen, were killed, and many other incidents. So my hopes was that the West would finally realize that this regime is a dangerous regime, it's a messianic regime, and it poses grave danger not only to the Iranians and the region, but to our very own national security. And the reason I wrote the book was out of frustration that even to this day we are trying to negotiate with such regime as opposed to helping the Iranians with their aspirations of freedom and democracy. So I guess the point I want to get across tonight to you is that if you look back at history, you'll see that whenever we've risen, whenever we've defended the human dignity, whenever we've resented the evilish acts of segregation, slavery, fascism, apartheid, ethnic cleansing, communism, we've succeeded in building a better future for the world. And today, it's decision time, and we have to make sure that we no longer vacillate and remain indecisive. We have to help Iran free itself. It will be good for the Iranians. It will be great for the world. Thank you.
You don't have to wait for the weekend to watch our programs. Watch online at booktv.org and follow us on Twitter.